I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Mahesh.
So far what we have learned is we have created some test cases using TestNG framework. So, but in any agile team, there would be multiple stakeholders, right? So, for example, if you take an agile team, it would be consist product owners, PO. We call them as product owners and a PO. Okay, and then business analyst and developers and QA, right? So there are different kinds of people, and even the designing team, we call them at UI UX team. So there are multiple teams within a team, multiple set of people within a team. So we wanted to have a common communication mechanism between everyone. So what happens is product owners will get some requirement from the client. So and they will discuss with the business analyst and UI UX team, and they'll come up with some user stories. For example, user story is nothing but we have a application and we have to add a login functionality for that application. Okay, so this is one requirement. So what happens when a requirement comes in, they will write some acceptance criteria, like given user launches some application, and when he tries to log in with valid credentials, then he should be successfully logged into the application. So this is one requirement. So this is they will write this particular three lines of statements in Jira. So what happens after business analysts write these three lines? This is the common way of communication nowadays. So developers will get this requirement and they will develop the application based on this, and then again will QA persons, like for example we comes under QA team, so we will have to use the same requirement and we have to create test cases around this functionality, and we have to write automated test cases as well for this particular requirement. So for each and every person, we should have a unique, common way of communication, like common way of communication. So that is nothing but behavior-driven development. So this is the behavior that we are expecting from the application. So this way of development is nothing but behavior-driven development. So we have to compare. Like so far, what we have learned. For example, I have a login functionality. So what I'll do, I'll just try to run a login test. I think we have somewhere here login test. So yeah, so this is the login test in our practice website. What we are doing here, we are just sending the username and password and clicking on login button, and after that we are verifying user is successfully logged into the application or not. So if we have written a test like this and we wanted to share the report to the stakeholder is nothing but each and every person who involves in that particular application development or testing, or complete team who is responsible for that particular team. So if we have written test cases in this manner and we wanted to share the test report, and once we have completed our test execution, we have to share the report for them to the each and every person in the team, right? So this is not the you only QA people will understand what exactly we are doing here. But in order to make sure each and every person is able to understand what exactly is happened after QA is giving sign up, we will share some kind of reports to the team. So by just seeing the report, they should understand this application is working as expected based on the requirements that we have given. So that is the reason we have we have a framework called Cucumber BDD. So I'll share the link of this Cucumber BDD. This is the most popular framework in companies are using. So, but the underlying things, whatever we have learned so far, like Selenium WebDriver and the TestNG framework. So those are the basics that we have to learn before we move into the Cucumber framework. So that's the reason I have taught you the basics of Selenium and TestNG. And then this is the document. If you wanted to go through about this, what is Cucumber, and you can see complete documentation about this particular tool. And I'll share notes. Okay. So for example, I'll just show you a sample Cucumber project, but I'll explain in detail like what it is and what are the different folders it should have and all. I'll just try to. I think you guys are writing manual test cases using bank application, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mahesh.
Okay. So the same bank application, we have some scenarios. I'll show you. Features. Where is the features? Steps. Yeah. So this is our banking login function, and we have written some scenarios under that. So here, after user is logged in, and he has some links, right? Like if he wants to add new customer or edit customer. So in this particular test case, what we are doing is we are checking whether all the links present in the user's home page is working fine or not. So I'm just giving you an example of this particular scenario. Here, what we are doing is we are just trying to verify the login functionality. So as we discussed, this is one of the requirement. I wanted to verify users are able to successfully logged into the bank application that we have. So in Cucumber, it supports a language called Jerkin. So we have uh, different keywords in Jerkin language like given, when, then, and end, background. So these are all the different keywords that we can use in feature file. So each and every feature file have a these set of keywords. Feature is the main functionality. Like for example, login is one of the feature, right? Login
Yeah.
functionality is one of the feature for our application. So we have to give this keyword like feature in our feature file. So this is one of the feature file where we will describe about our application functionality and what are the different scenarios that each feature would have. So we have to this is the first step in Cucumber BDD framework. First of all, you have to create a feature file, and inside that feature file we have to write the different scenarios for that particular feature. So and each and every file that should be ended with the dot feature extension. So if you see here, this is the dot feature extension. That's the reason you are seeing a cucumber icon here. If you don't have this dot feature extension, you won't see this icon, and it will not support these statements like feature is one of the keyword and scenario is the keyword given when then. These are all the different keywords that are supported by Cucumber framework.
Okay.
So, and in Cucumber, the main keyword is feature. So this is the feature. Here we have to describe it. What is the feature that we are trying to test, or what are the different acceptance criteria for that particular feature. We need to specify that main. I mean, what we can say like high level functionality of that particular feature. So we have to specify that. And then the second thing is scenario. Which scenario you are trying to add or you are trying to test. So this is a scenario where I wanted to verify a successful login functionality in my bank application. And this is the three different keywords like given, when, then. So here given is what is the precondition, like what is the existing condition. So here in our example, what is the existing condition? User just launches the application. That is the existing condition. When is when he performs some action on the existing condition. So here what we are doing is we are entering username and password and clicking on login button. So this is some action that we are performing on the existing condition. Details and click login. And then is the step when you have to use is this is for verification purpose, like whatever the verification that you wanted to perform or you wanted to do, all those steps comes under then statement. In some,
Then.
right, in some cases you would have some two or three different actions that you have to perform. In that case you can have multiple when conditions, like, so you don't have to write multiple whens, so you have to write a condition called and here. So after when you, if you are writing and, that means this is also one of the when statement that you are performing some other action on the same page. So this and operation could be used along with given or then. So each given statement could have multiple end statements like this. So based on the scenario that you have, but you can pass n number of ands here and you can have that preconditions like.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute. So this is the use of AND operation. And there is one more keyword called background. So background is a like in background what happens is there is a common action. That common action is applicable for all of the scenarios that we have. So for example, I have 10 scenarios in my for example, after I logged into the application, I have 10 different scenarios. So login is the common functionality for each and every of my scenario. So that common functionality I'll keep under this background keyword. So background is also one of the keyword. And in this background, I may use these three statements. So what happens is, for example, this is why my scenario like let me don't disturb these scenarios. So after I logged into the application, I wanted to verify new customer, add new customer functionality. And this is one scenario. And then the other scenario, add account. So these are different scenarios, but all of these scenarios needs a common set of precondition, that is user has to log in before he has to, before doing any other operation he has to log in, right? So those three
Yes.
lines can be clubbed under a background keyword. So we have a similar option using at the rate before and at the rate after options. So at the rate before is one of the action that we call it as cucumber hooks. So cucumber hooks also supports the same functionality, like before running any of the scenario, we wanted to perform some specific set of code, we wanted to execute some specific set of code. But the difference is, if you have written those steps, what you are doing, what precondition that you need in background, this statement will be visible in your reports. But if you have coded that common functionality in head rate before hooks, that statements will not be visible in reports. So that is the reason we have to use the background keyword. And if there is a code that is not required by the stakeholders to be visible, like connecting to the database or launching the WebDriver, those are common functionality that is not required by the business or any other stakeholder. They don't want to, they don't need that information. So that's the reason when such kind of scenarios or such kind of implementation you can have in @before tag. So this is one example. I'll just remove these lines. So I'll just try to run some sample login application, but I'll explain in detail like what is where exactly we need to add feature files and what is the folder structure for our Cucumber BDD framework. Okay, these are all tags we call in Cucumber tags. So this is a user defined tags. You can give whatever you wanted to give. This is just for referring this particular scenario, what exactly we are doing here. So we'll just give a brief description about the scenario with a @tag. So if you copy this particular tag and this is a runner file to execute those particular scenario, you have to give the tags under the tags and you can run this. So here what we are doing is we are trying to log in into the our bank application. So it launches the bank app. User is not valid. Okay, maybe the username and password is expired. Do you have the username and passwords? Any of you?
No, no, Mahesh.
You haven't created any?
No.
Okay. Expected user is not valid. Not this one. Bank login. Where is that? Bank login. Yeah. User enters valid credentials. So this is my previous credentials for bank application. So with you haven't enrolled for bank application. So how you are testing? Guru
We have
99.
just, yeah, Guru 99, Mahesh, yes, we are going through that SRS document and documenting in our own Excel sheet and then just trying to write test cases for that.
Okay.
Actually, Anu did not give permission on on Guru 99 link to directly manual test on that.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
as of now, yeah, we are writing test cases.
Okay. Maybe my credentials got expired. So I have to create with some other email ID. Let me check. Guru 99. Mm, These are valid for only 20 days. So with the valid credentials, it is able to log in. So this is one scenario. You can see the log statements here. So after I executed this particular scenario, so you can see this particular step is passed and this is passed and this is passed. So the same report, Cucumber will generate a report. So you can see that report here, my test report.html. So this is a report it generates. So if you open this particular report, you have to open in a
Mahesh,
browser.
it will automatically create this my test report, or
Yeah,
else
yeah, it
it
will
will automatically.
automatically creates. Cucumber will automatically creates this report as soon as you run your scenario.
Okay,
So you don't have to set up any specific configuration for this.
okay,
See, so it automatically creates that report, and you can see all the details like what is the operating system that you have used, and what is Java version, and Cucumber JVM, which version it is, and how much time it took, like that. So if you expand this, you can see this whatever the scenario that we have written, you can see that's in the report. Okay. So similarly, so you can see green buttons here. For example, purposefully, I wanted to fail this particular test case so that it will show you the, for example, here what I'm doing, I clicked on login button, then verify user is on home page, and I wanted to verify profile icon is displayed or not in this step. So I'll fully, I'll try to fail this. So what I'm doing here is, so profile icon should be displayed after I logged in, but I wanted to false it. Like what happens here is, so this particular method is returns true, but I am expecting it to be false. So my test case would fail now. Let me run it again. So you can see the log statement turns into red color if it is failed. The fourth statement. What happened? Still passed.
still passed. Yeah, I'm also looking like where is the error.
Then he is on home page. Okay. Verify. Okay, okay, not this one. Sorry. So we have two different feature files. One is bank login and normal login feature for our practice website. So that's the reason.
Yeah. So now we have to do this in this banking.login feature.
Yeah. So we have to run this. We have to keep this tag in our test runner. So this is bank runner only. And I'm purposefully fails this particular test case. So I'll just give false here. So this time the third statement would fail. So user is on home page, it passed. Enter valid credentials, it is passed. And the third step, it is failed. See,
Yeah.
then he is on
Yes.
home page. But you can also see the error message like why it is failed. So here
Yeah.
assertion error. So it is also giving the message like whatever the message that we have passed here, the same message it will print. But anyone like for example, you wanted to share this report and you wanted to give this error why it is failed, so they will not come into IntelliJ and see what happened, why this particular test case is failed. They don't, they will not understand by coming here and checking. It will be very difficult for them. So that is the advantage of Cucumber framework. So it will automatically generate a test report, and let me just refresh this particular report. It will update the report. See, so 1 minute ago it ran, and since it is failed, it says 0% passed. So now this time, whatever the error message that we have logged in our test script, it shows in the report itself. So by seeing the report itself, everyone will understand why it is failed. So that's the advantage of this. And it is also giving you the screenshot like where exactly it is failed. For example, in this statement it is failed. So on UI, what exactly is displayed also the users can see. I mean, the stakeholder whoever is on that particular project, they will just see the web page at this time. Like in this step, it is failed, right? So they will get the screenshot of the failure, like the complete screenshot of the web application here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now we'll go to, so if you I'll try to explain from the scratch like how you can create a Cucumber BDD framework from the scratch. So you know, right, how to create a project using IntelliJ first of all. So go to IntelliJ, new project. So it will give you this particular window, and you have to select this Maven archetype, and you have to give the name of your project.
Okay.
And you have to select a archetype as quick start. Here you will see a default archetype. So Maven archetype quick start. What it does is if you select this, it will give you a default structure for your Maven project.
Okay.
And then create new window. So in order to create a Cucumber project, you have to add dependencies for Cucumber and Java, Cucumber Java. So I already have the dependencies here. So we have talked about the dependencies and Maven earlier, right? So
Yeah.
the same way, for example, I wanted to add a Maven Cucumber dependency. What I'll do, I'll directly go to the Google and I'll search for the Cucumber Java Maven dependency.
Yeah.
Cucumber Java Maven dependency. So the first, you can open the first link, select the latest version 7.17 and copy this particular dependency.
Yeah.
Go to Cucumber project. So here you already have a dependencies tag. So inside that,
Yes.
so if you can also expand, like this is the parent for all of your dependencies. For example, you need some 10 different libraries that you need for your project. So each and every dependency should be added under dependencies tag like this. So as soon as you add it, you have to click on Maven refresh button here. So what it does is it will add this particular Java library to your project. So
Okay.
you can also see the progress here after you refresh. So it downloads this particular version of jar into your Maven folder, Maven repository.
Okay.
Likewise, we need some other dependencies. For example, our project, see how many dependencies we need. So this is JUnit dependency. It is automatically gets added. And this particular dependency we just now added, Cucumber Java dependency. And this is the Cucumber JUnit. So I'm just trying to, I'll just copy this particular code directly. And similarly, Selenium